They say knowledge is power. So, what happens when knowledge disappears? 2,000 years ago, on the golden coast of Egypt, a structure stood that was unlike anything the world had ever seen. It was not a temple, not a palace, but it was worshipped just the same. The Library of Alexandria. Inside were over 400,000 scrolls. Some say it was closer to 1 million. Ancient texts gathered from Greece, Babylon, India, China, and beyond. Built by the successors of Alexander the Great, this wasn't just a library, it was a weapon of intellect. A place where the sum total of all human knowledge was stored and guarded. Every ship that entered Alexandria's harbor was searched. Any scroll on board was taken, copied, and often never returned. They called it the Universal Library. But then it vanished. Not just burned, not just lost, erased. The official story? Some blame Theophilus, the Christian bishop, who led a campaign to destroy pagan works. If the books agree with the Quran, we don't need them. Others point to Caliph Omar of the Muslim conquests, who allegedly said, "If they disagree, we must burn them." Julius Caesar's troops set fire to the docks, and the flames spread. Another referenced heavenly chariots of fire that could carry men into the sky. Just metaphor, or something more. That's what the textbooks say. But think about it, one of the greatest collections of human knowledge just caught fire? By accident? Moved in secret, hidden in vaults beneath the Vatican, or stored in coded language in the private collections of secret societies, groups like the Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, maybe even modern intelligence agencies. And even maps of the stars that showed knowledge of galaxies we didn't officially discover until the 20th century. Cured diseases long before they turned into plagues. Solved the mysteries of space and time before even building telescopes? Unlikely. And here's the part no one talks about. Entire sections of ancient science, math, and medicine suddenly disappear from the historical record after the library's fall. It's edited by them, redacted, sanitized, burned when necessary, so that you never ask the wrong questions. So that you never wonder how an ancient civilization could map the Earth from space. So that you never dig too deep into the symbols carved on ancient temples that look more like circuits than prayers. Because here's where it gets strange. Multiple sources, from Plutarch to Islamic scholars, mention different timelines and different culprits. So what really happened? Or did anything really happen at all? Because some researchers believe the library's scrolls were never destroyed, that the fire was a cover, that the knowledge was taken stolen and hidden. What were we on the verge of discovering? There are legends, yes, legends of scrolls inside that described machines that could fly, beams of energy that could heal, records of lost continents. One scroll allegedly detailed a mirror that speaks, a description eerily similar to modern screens. And buried deep in conspiracy circles, there are whispers that some of these scrolls didn't disappear. They were relocated. Sound far-fetched? Then explain this. Why has no archaeological team ever recovered even a single scroll from the original library? Not one. As if it all simply vaporized. Knowledge doesn't vanish. People make it vanish. Now, imagine for a moment, what if the library had survived? What if those scrolls were available today? Could we have landed on the moon centuries earlier? But maybe that was the point. Maybe the library was never meant to survive. Because whoever controlled that knowledge controlled the future. And perhaps they still do. You see, history isn't just written by the victors. Who's still holding it? The Library of Alexandria was not just a building. It was a warning. That knowledge is dangerous. That truth is fragile. And that history can be stolen. So now the question is, what else has been taken from us? And